What made you pick up the mic?
Writing. You know, my mother was a journalist. I was doing a lot of creative writing from a young age. I started writing poetry in high school. And
wow.
I got turned on to like a little rap competition in college, and from there it just kind of blossomed into what it is.
You was into poetry at school?
Absolutely.
Not many kids said they're into poetry.
Oh man, it was I mean, I'm different. I like art. I was in a drama group. I was drawing. You know, the written word is something that was in my house, so it was something that I just kind of fell into.
So it wasn't just to get girls. You actually loved that.
No, you know what? At first, I was definitely doing it to get girls. Like, I mean, not the initial love, but when I got to college, like, my poems were geared towards women just for the snaps, you know. But I had to learn some things and gain some integrity after that. Though.
Right. Okay. So I've been playing Your Love for a good few weeks now. I'm loving the tune.
Thank you.
The video's kind of retro, you know.
Yeah. I think you know that was actually the second video we shot for it. The first one was like a even more retro party. You know what I'm saying? It puts me in a vibe to like skate, like old skate videos and things like that. So that was the direction we definitely wanted to go to, have some fun with the video.
You're a young man. It's like your actual whole vibe really is like a retro, laid back, self-fulfill.
Word.
Who were you listening to when you was growing up? Was it more your family or?
Yeah, definitely what my mother was listening to. My father listened to a lot of contemporary gospel, and then my mother was listening to a lot of neo soul, some Sade, Maxwell.
Sade, okay.
You know, Prince, Erica, Kim, you know, even Seal, you know, just in that lane. So that's stuff that stuck with me since I was like 14, 15 years old.
Okay. Now, from Chicago, there's a lot of greats, really, a lot of greats rappers.
Absolutely, ton.
Yeah, I mean, Common, Kanye, like
Twister.
What? If you want to say Twister, let's go back. The Brat.
Exactly, the Brat. Like it's definitely a lot of talent coming from Chicago.
Chief Keef. Are you cool with Chief Keef or?
I don't know him personally, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
but I don't have a problem with him.
So what was the video you had and you were kind of...
Well, what Martyrs, the video, we imitated the Don't Like video, the Chief Keef video, but it was for a bigger a meaning. You know, people took it as me directly referring to Chief Keef and the drill sound. But what I'm actually speaking on is just how people worship it, you know, how the music can really like deeply influence you into making certain life decisions that I see people in that area around me, you know, friends make all the time because they're influenced by not just the music, but the superficial things that the music also promotes.
Right. Yeah. And did things really kick off from that really or?
No, not really. You know, I think, well, not anything negative. You know what I'm saying? Positively, that's exactly where it started. You know, once that hit World Star Hip Hop, it was just like, that's where the national acclaim started coming. So.
Okay, and was it the Trees and Truths EP?
That came before that.
That came before that. Yeah. So, okay, that was a good one.
That was from The Waters,
Okay, nice. So let's get into the Waves EP.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of tunes I'm feeling on that. So Your Love was my one. I'll be playing. Slumber, the beat and the lyrics in Slumber.
Thank you. Yo, the drums on Slumber are actually live drums. Played by,
really?
Yeah. The producer, Them Peoples, I work with them all the time. They had somebody from their church play live drums and then sampled that. So I really like the Slumber instrumental as well.
You know the track The Giver?
Yes.
It's kind of a chill track, but at the same time, hard at the same time.
Word. I appreciate that. That's the switch up at the end.
Yeah.
After I made that song, I was calling myself Dark Skin Pharrell. I think it's very much in that vibe. It's very much inspired. It's a you know, Giver 40 Below Your Love, or inspired by a real relationship that I'm currently in. So I was
a relationship you're currently in now.
Yeah. And it was new at the time, so I was feeling that way. You know, West Side Mamacita.
Yeah, that's a mature thing to say. More time, guys are coming in saying they're single when they're not.
No, not at all. That's my lady. That's my love.
Yeah, I love that. Do you know what's funny? I could hear. Do you know who I could hear on that track?
What?
Jill Scott.
Yeah, and that's the inspiration. You know, it's not anything. It's not anything that's purposeful. Yeah. But you know, when you can hear that. That's definitely the music that I'm listening to. That's definitely what I'm inspired by. So
okay.
I understand. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I'm glad.
Sick. All right, so P's and Q's.
Yes.
Now, I'm from the UK, as you can tell.
Yep.
There's a huge, obviously everyone's told you about this. There's a huge song in the grime world.
Kano.
Oh, you know?
Yeah. I went and listened. I mean, so many people were saying, I was just like, all right, well, what is this? And
it's so weird.
Went and checked it out. No, also a very dope track. Apparently, that's what people were saying. Like, it's a very, like, influential or, like, crucial track. I never heard of Kano previous to that.
Okay.
So, I went and checked it out. Very dope. I took it a step further with the P's. and the cues with the alliteration. But nah, they're definitely very ill tracks in their own right.
Well, what are your hobbies? Because I'm seeing your Instagram. Your Instagram's kind of popping with the fashion. Yo,
I'm interested. Style, fashion, clothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested. I'm working with Joe Freshgoods out of Fat Tiger out of Chicago. He's a streetwear designer. He's working with me on my merch. I like to draw. I like to take photos. I'm not saying I'm a photographer, but I do like, hobbies. These are things that I like to do. I mean, just things. Art in general. I like to express myself.
Is it Chicago? Because it's like you stand out with what's going on in the hip hop game and the rap game at the moment. Is it in the water or what is it?
I don't know. I think it's just a part of my experiences and how I've grown up. I'm a creative man. I'm a creative person. It has a lot to do with Chicago. There's a lot of buzzing and refreshingly different people and talent in Chicago. People don't realize how communal it really is. And I owe Chicago a lot for the way that I think and the way that I create, for sure.
Okay. So with your writing, so you've done the Waves EP.
Yes.
So where are you? Is it the THC?
Yes, the Healing Component is the album.
Okay.
My debut album that should be coming this summer. I've been working on it since April.
Right.
The Healing Component is actually love. I think if you look out at a lot of the world's problems, there's a lack of love. There's a lack of God's love. There's a lack of brotherly love. People don't know how to romantically love, and people don't have the time to have the patience to learn about these things. We're just so vindicated in our own ideas about what they are and what they should be. So that's what the general focus behind the album is, and what it'll be explaining.
Okay, sure. Who will be on the any?
I mean, right now I'm always working with them peoples. I'm continuing to work with Capital XTRA. I've got a couple. I just did a tour with Stu. We were sharing beats and creating while we were there. I'm just building. I'm not locked into a certain amount of songs or a certain sound. So I'm just creating right now. Have 40 records, and then I'll hone in, zero in from there on what the final ones will be. So I'm open to a lot right now.
Sounded like a poem when you're just talking. Yo, you say your favorite track off of the Waves EP?
Your Love, for sure.
Oh,
it's a Capital XTRA sent me about 15 beats. That was the first beat that I played, and it was just like, boom, I started running with it, started writing it, and it's something very different. It's a sound, even further than The Giver or 40 Below, something I've never done before, and it turned out pretty well. So it's definitely one of my favorite tracks that I've ever done.
Okay. And who are you feeling at the moment, artist-wise? Who you listen to? What's on your iPod? Okay.
I don't have a lot of new.
Fair play, that's cool.
Word, all right, yeah. Well, I mean, the people that I mentioned, we got some James Blake, we got some Nas, we got some. This new girl actually from Chicago. Her name's Raven Lene. Them people's little brother.
Oh yeah, sick.
Murs.
Yeah.
And that's just what I've been listening to lately. There's always the Sade and the Jill Scott and the Erica. That's always there. But
the downtime.
James Blake, Fonte, Murs, Raven Lene. That's what I've been listening to lately.
Okay, sick. So, are you familiar with what's going on actually in the UK as well?
As far as what?
Artists, music?
No, you know what? I'm not up on new music.
Because they're taking to you right now. A lot of people are feeling it.
I'm feeling it. Yo.
Which is why you're here doing the shows.
Yeah. Leeds sold out. It was a lot of love.
Crazy.
Tonight sold out. I know there's going to, Tuesday sold out. I know there was a lot of love. So, I mean, that's what everybody's been telling me. I talked to Earl. I've talked to Ab. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, overseas you feel it. You feel it more, So.
How do you feel? What was the come up? What really blew up for you? Like, was it for you? Is it more online, the internet, or just straight DJs and radio?
It's online, the internet for sure. But I think when I got out in front of the people, when I went on that tour with Method Man and Redman, and then followed up 3 months later with Saba and No Name and Kirk Knight, I think that really cemented being able to see me perform. I think we really saw a rise, and Waters and Martyrs definitely were an initial bang. But what cemented that fan base, I felt like we really saw a rise in the following consistently after we got off tour.
Right.
And I think that's just because you had the opportunity to get in front of people and show them that we can make you feel it in the space, in the room, at a show. And I think that is like the cherry on top for an artist.